but it's helpful to understand what's actually happening, because if you understand that it's this vast transformation that's happening on the planet, whether it will take place in a moment, it'll take place in years, it'll take place in centuries. I mean, who knows any of that? There's so many ideas of how it all is unfolding and how it will be and what will happen. But the truth is, no one knows, because it hasn't happened yet, right? I mean, we can have some pretty good guesses and we could have some pretty good ideas, but I would say we only know in the moment that it's actually happening and taking place. So the response to that, and I don't know whether you've been paying any attention, but all of a sudden everyone's talking about, the environment and climate change, and all the politicians are struggling to get to be the first one who talks about it. And, it's sort of this rush now to the foreground of media and information. And in that rushing, that quickening, that bringing it all to consciousness, how do I say this? In this moment, the vitalness of also bringing what your commitment and your devotion and your dedication to the awakening, and the awakening is the greatest way that we can meet with what is appearing upon the planet. And I don't mean that you go into some, cave and, hermitize. I mean, if that's your dharma, then that's your dharma. But for most of us, it's to actually wake up. And the waking up is the recognition of the interconnectedness, the inner being. It really has nothing to do with these sort of individual accomplishments that so many of us have sort of moved along with our spirituality. I'm getting it, I'm not getting it, I keep losing it, I'm wonderful, I'm totally woke up, and I'll never need to do anything ever again. And, all of the voices that go off in the heads around awakening. And, the reality is, and I know everyone within this room is recognizing this, it unfolds and it reveals and it deepens and it's eternal. And the mind gets stuck and you see where the mind gets locked. And then this happens and you see how that unfolds. And it's this constant unfolding and rich engagement. It has no place at all to stop and to grab and to conceive and to have these amazing mental, spiritual concepts and opinions. It has no room for that. The only gift of seeing the opinions and all of the ideas and the concepts and the traditions and the past experiences is to see through them. And when you see through them, then that sense of any kind of a disconnection is dissolved, because the actuality, there is no division. We have these beautiful forms, this is true, and that's to be celebrated and to be respected and to be experienced, all of the beautiful forms and the uniqueness of all the forms that are constantly birthing and dying. So this response to this great quickening, and also the response to what I think is the call of the earth, right? Can't you hear that? I mean, it's not so much, I mean, the other day I was reading, this species is going and this is happening and this is taking place and this is going to happen and this is, and I was just like, I need a breath. I just need a breath. And then, okay. And then you can come back and open your heart further and do what you can do if you're called to action. This is true. But the very way that we can respond is to really look at what's driving this movement towards self-realization. I mean, what's really driving it? And if you ask that question in a very deep, non-opinionated, I know the answer kind of way, it always will be the same answer. It's awareness itself. It's your true nature itself. That's what's waking up within you, and that's what wants to move through all of the different layers of repression, of conceptualization, of deep trauma, whatever form that those densities take. And it brings it to the surface, brings it to clarity, and brings it to resolution and healing.